Good afternoon. Welcome to another mobile edition of Crime Time with DutyRon. Guys and girls, I'm a retired New York City police detective with 20 plus years of law enforcement experience. And if you like all things true crime related from the police detective's perspective, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll get all things DutyRon and Ed Wallace when I go live or upload another video. Hey, today I want to talk to you about little Michael Monkey Vaughan. This is a 5-year-old, now 6-year-old young little baby, an angel, who went missing July 27th of 2021. Not July of this year, July of last year. Hey, before I get into it, I want to just say a special thank you to the Patreon supporters, the channel members, and all of the folks who positively engage in the Crime Time with DutyRon community. You guys are what makes this a fantastic, great place to be. And I give thanks and praise to each and every one of you. I want to say a special thank you to the replay viewers, the moderators, and all of the folks who positively engage here. You guys are unbelievable. The mod squad that we have here on Crime Time with DutyRon is second to none. You guys of always working with us. So I wanted to just jump in quickly because this stuff just gets me crazy. Charisma, thank you for becoming a channel member. This stuff gets me crazy. And listen, by a show of hands, how many folks that are here watching now have heard me talk? Me, myself, Ed Wallace, Sergeant Bill Cannon, retired homicide detective sergeant. Do not interview or bring on potential subjects or witnesses or attempt to talk to witnesses or subjects in criminal cases. I say this till I'm blue in the face and people just don't listen. And I'll continue to keep saying it. And now we have poor Michael Monkey Vaughan's mom, Brandy Neal, had to go to social media. I'm not sure of exactly who she went through to get this message across, but I know she's good friends with Lauren from a true crime podcast. And I know she, has help from some of the great women who are men and women who are trying to help her find her son. And the crazy part about this case is from July 27th of 2020. And the Fruitland Police Department, the police chief, J.D. Huff, in Michael Vaughan's mother's own words, Brandy, said, he's doing a fantastic job. The FBI, the state police, they're all trying to do one thing, to find out what happened and to bring little monkey home. And this case has gotten so much coverage on the YouTube streets. Now this poor woman has to go public. They're searching a backyard. A woman's in custody right now, and this is breaking. It's being alleged that she knew pertinent information in regards to the disappearance of Michael Vaughan, and she failed to come forward and report it. So she's now in custody and is going to be arraigned at 1:30. Her name is Sarah Wondra. She is the occupant of that home that's just 4 minutes from Michael's Southwest 9th Street home. And this home is in Payette County, Idaho. The police chief said that she'll be arraigned at 1:30 p.m. their time in Idaho. Sarah Wondra is being held right now, and we're not sure what the charges will be, but her husband, or I believe a male, his name is Stacy, is in custody on federal charges, and no one has been charged officially with the disappearance of Michael Monkey Vaughan. They're digging up the yard, a 4-minute walk away from the Vaughan home on Red Wing Street. I repeat, nobody go over or nobody go anywhere near there. The police are doing a methodical search in the backyard of this location, and it's all over the news. If you want to get information, go to the news and look at what they're talking about. Again, nothing's confirmed. They are looking for little Michael Monkey Vaughan's remains in this backyard, and this is devastating. His mother is devastated. His father, his dad Tyler and mom are devastated. Think about it. If it was your son that was missing for all of this time, and now they're talking about looking for his remains in somebody's backyard just 4 minutes away from your home, it's devastating. Nobody ever wants to be in that position. Nobody. You know, I wouldn't wish this on my worst enemy. So she had to go live on a friend's either fake book account or on some type of social media. And I believe some of the people on YouTube, I'm going to play a quick clip. It's from a YouTube channel, and I'll give credit to that channel. Josh, if you're in the studio, I want you to listen to this mother's plea. It's really horrific, and it's a short little clip. I'm going to give credit to this channel, but go ahead and play that clip, Josh, so the folks can hear. This is Michael Vaughan's mother.
You know, we talk about lurkers, right? Lurkers in the back and everything like that. Imagine them outside of your house every minute and a half. I need a favor.
Yes.
Some of these YouTubers that are contacting potential suspects.
She said potential suspects.
Stop. You have no right. This is my son. You have no right. Stop it. You are not law enforcement. And what you're doing is you are hindering Michael's case. Stop it, please. Let them do their jobs. They are doing an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job. And the things you're doing and pulling right now is unacceptable, because you know what you're doing? If some of these things that are going on right now are factual, you are hurting anything of justice for my son. Now stop it. Please. You have no right. What you have the rights to is to keep his face out there and to keep hope and to support law enforcement. No, don't be contacting these people, please. You don't know the damage you can do to a case. Please.
This poor woman.
Just in this, there's been 6 cars that have driven by our home.
6 cars.
Just in me.
All right, thank you, Josh. Thanks. All right, so you guys get the gist of it, right? So she said that while she was filming that, 6 cars passed by her home. These are just people that are gawking and onlooking. This is just ridiculous. And for anybody from any social media platform to reach out to potential suspects, witnesses, or anybody involved in the case, as you heard her say, that's the job of law enforcement. It's not the job of people who are thrill seekers, people who are nosy, people who are looking to benefit from making contact with a controversial subject or suspect. It's just ridiculous. You know, Concrete Angel, you say they won't stop. But guess what? I won't stop highlighting this jagaloonish behavior. This is a mother who has a missing 5, now 6-year-old boy. And she's asking people to leave, to take themselves out of the equation and leave her son's case alone. Let the investigators, let the people who are duly sworn, let the police department take charge of the investigation, not some internet detective that wants to get clicks and views just because, look, I'm interviewing somebody who has something to do with this or is potentially a witness. That shit is just not okay. It's not okay. Thank you, On Top, for becoming a channel member. I greatly appreciate it. You know, by a show of hands here, who feels that this is an okay thing to do? I'll never feel like it's an okay thing to do because I know what real victims' families look like from seeing them in person right in front of me. And I'll never feel okay with that. Because when you get involved and insert yourself as a non-law enforcement person and insert yourself in these cases, you're doing harm. You're doing so much harm. It's not a good thing. I'm asking and I'm begging people, as I've done over and over again. And by a show of hands in the chat here, how many times have you heard me say and beg people to leave the witnesses and potential subjects alone? Do not interview anybody that could be, or that may be, or that is a potential witness or subject in a missing person's case that could turn into a homicide. If you really care about the case or the person or humanity or justice for the individual who's the potential victim, you wouldn't do that. It's not okay. It's not okay. So I'm going to read to you what we have currently going on here. Quickly, I'm going to read this. This is coming from a local news outlet in Fruitland, Idaho. Investigators are searching for a 5-year-old, now 6-year-old Michael Monkey Vaughan of Idaho, who reportedly have new leads in the case as police turn their attention to a property that's just 4 minutes from the boy's home. And this started over the weekend. Little Michael was last seen in July of 2021 when he left his home in a rural community of Fruitland, Idaho, to find and play with his friends. His mother, Brandy Neal, said she was working and her husband was home organizing dinner and so forth. Neither of them were aware that their son had snuck out. She said she later learned that he had gone to 3 neighbors' houses, according to various news outlets. This weekend, the police are digging the yard of a property just 4-minute walk away from the home of Michael Monkey Vaughan, after reportedly receiving good, substantial tips that the boy's remains could be buried in the backyard at that location. Devastating and heartbreaking news for any mother to hear, especially his mom, Brandy. She's been holding on, and rightfully so. This woman is rightfully holding on to hope that her son would be found and brought home. You can't think any other way. And nobody, trust me, nobody wants to be in her position. Brandy Neal has been fighting and has been out vocally on social media to keep her son's face and name out in the media since this has happened. And she's been on major news outlets and local folks and people who are helping her on YouTube that are helping her in a good way. A $26,000 reward has been offered for information leading to the safe return of Michael Vaughan. Fruitland Police Chief J.D. Huff told the local news outlet that the police received a very credible tip. Now, this is coming from me, a retired police detective in the New York City Police Department. When police put out a statement that says we have a very credible tip, it's a good chance. Richella Pranzo, Pete Pranzo, good to see you guys. Hi, Matty Boy Sully. It's a very good lead for them to put out a very credible lead statement. They're in that yard as we speak, excavating the yard, and they're taking apart piece by piece, layer by layer, and putting into a dumpster truck, and they're bringing it to another location, just as we did at the World Trade Center. We went to the Staten Island landfill here in Staten Island, and we sifted through tons of yards of dirt. And what they're sifting through, and I don't like to say this, but it's unfortunately sad but true, but what they're sifting through that dirt for is pieces of Michael Vaughan's remains. Example, bones, clothing, so forth. It's devastating. It's heartbreaking. We all send strength, prayers, and positive vibes to both mom and dad, Tyler and Brandy. Send them strength because they need strength right now. These people are going through the worst possible case scenario and the worst nightmare that they can imagine. And that nightmare started July 27th of 2021. It didn't just start today, but this brings it straight to the forefront. And this is shattering those hopes and dreams that their son would be brought and found alive and brought home. Just as we were shattered in the case of Orrin and Orson West, Sincere and Classic, our boys from California City and Bakersfield. We were devastated when we heard police say they are now considered deceased. When we got the word from the Kern County District Attorney that it's now a murder case and they are deceased, it was devastating to us as a community who searched for them, Roro and everybody on boots on the ground searching. So think about that same situation for Brandy and Tyler, little Michael Vaughan's parents. They're devastated. A couple is in custody. One was already in custody on federal charges at that location where they're digging on Red Wing Street. Sarah Wondra is going to be arraigned at 1:30 p.m. Idaho time. And we'll find out more at that time. But listen, I'm circling back to these YouTubers, whoever they are. I don't even know. I don't have the knowledge because this is something that I saw the other day. I saw her plea, and last night I reached out to the mom and said, hey, if there's anything I could do for you to help. But this is how I can help her. And this is what I plan to do, whether she answered me or not. But I sent Brandy a message on Facebook and said, hey, how can I help you? And this is the only way I know, to come here onto my platform and say, hey, stop doing this. Don't just stop doing this on Michael Monkey Vaughan's case. Stop doing it on Summer Wells. Stop doing it on all of these cases that we cover. It happens almost on every freaking single one of them. It's a disgrace. It's despicable. Look at Quentin Simon. There's people that are hosting potential subjects and witnesses on their YouTube channels and treating them like they're friends. What the hell do you think that does? And then there's people trying to get them to come out and have conversations with them. Are you kidding me? That's not your job. It's the police job. And if they're not showing you that they're doing it, then they're doing it behind the scenes. You don't need to know about it. Interview and interrogations are supposed to be secret. They're not supposed to be blabbed out all over the internet. I don't know how much more strongly I could say that. That was the nicest and sternest way I could tell you that interview and interrogations of potential witnesses and subject is, before charges are placed, are not for public consumption, period. For those of you in the back room, that's why I'm yelling a little bit. And for those of you who don't understand it and get pissed off when I say this to you, fuck you. Because if you don't understand it, then you are a problem. You're the problem. Just listen to this mother. Josh, if you're still here, play that video one more time, because I think it needs to be played a second time.
You know, we talk about lurkers, right? Lurkers in the back and everything like that. Imagine them outside of your house every minute and a half. I need a favor.
Yes.
Some of these YouTubers that are contacting potential suspects. Stop. You have no right. This is my son. You have no right. Stop it. You are not law enforcement. And what you're doing is you are hindering Michael's case. Stop it, please. Let them do that.
I don't know what happened there, but maybe a little bit of a buffer situation with Josh.
Hi, Brandy.
So
Hi,
this is
babe.
is this a different version, Josh?
I look
Or is it the same
like
thing?
shit and hell.
Yes.
Sorry.
Okay.
You look like
All right, let that play.
beautifulness.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
to be honest.
You know, we talk about lurkers, right? Lurkers in the back and everything like that. Imagine them outside of your house every minute and a half. I need a favor.
Yes.
Some of these YouTubers that are contacting potential suspects. Stop. You have no right. This is my son. You have no right. Stop it. You are not law enforcement. And what you're doing is you are hindering Michael's case. Stop it, please. Let them do their jobs. They are doing an amazing job, and they continue to do an amazing job. And the things you're doing and pulling right now is unacceptable, because you know what you're doing? If some of these things that are going on right now are factual, you are hurting anything of justice for my son. Now stop it. Please. You have no right. What you have the rights to is to keep his face out there and to keep hope and to support law enforcement. No, don't be contacting these people, please. You don't know the damage you can do to a case.
So true.
Please.
You could stop it there, Josh. All right. So there you have it. I don't know if there's any more that you have to hear. But again, I'm asking everybody here, if you can, share this video, share it onto your social media platform. Brenda, thank you for becoming a channel member. Brenda Redmond just became a channel member. Share this onto your social media platform. I know I will. I'm going to put it out onto my Facebook, my Twitter. I'm going to put it onto Instagram. I'm going to put it onto TikTok. And I'm going to get it all out there. Because the people who are doing this, as you heard from Michael Vaughan's mom, Brandy Neal, she said, stop it. She said, stop it. No means no. I don't know what's wrong with these people. It's sickening. Okay? If you see somebody doing this stuff, don't encourage it. And and listen, here's the thing. If you are supporting people who are doing this stupid shit, you're just as bad as them. It's just like, like my grandmother used to tell me, you're judged by the company you keep. If you keep company with people who do shitty things like this, sorry, my friends, but that makes you shitty as well. Especially if you do it knowing that these people are doing this. You know, Joey, it's not even a matter of harassment. This is about people interfering with criminal cases. This is interfering with justice for Michael Monkey Vaughan. This is interfering with justice for any of these people who are seeking justice for their loved ones. You will not want to be in their position. Trust me. If you're in their position and some shitheads are doing this, you're going to be enraged, just the way this woman was enraged. And I don't even know Brandy Neal. But all I know is that she is a mom who doesn't have her son since July 27th of 2021. Try resting your head down on your pillow at night, not knowing where your son is or your daughter. And then having these jagaloons and these fools, for their own benefit, talking about these cases. See how that'll make you feel. So shame on the people who get around the people who do this shitty stuff. I don't even know in this case who the players are. I would assume that it's probably this, similar grouping of people. But when you're inserting yourself and sticking your face into a criminal investigation, it's no good. Send me that information on DutyRon.com. If anybody wants to share with me who's doing this stupid shit, share it with me on DutyRon.com. Don't share it with me here. But again, I'll say this till I take my last breath. From conducting interviews and investigations and interviews and interrogations for over the course of 20 years, I know how important it is. Right? I know how important it is to have the evidence and all of your casework. Like Bill Cannon and I, we talk about case folders. Well, a case folder is all the evidence and all of the interviews that you do. And then you present those case folders and all of your records to the district attorney who's in charge of prosecuting these cases. So, Huda, thank you so much for the super chat. She sends in a super chat, and I'm not sure because, oh my goodness, it's so small on the screen. It says first it was Kylie Rodney's mother, and now it's saying stop, and now it's Michael Vaughan's mother. Stop interfering with Quentin's case too. Okay, I'll put that back up because I couldn't see it on the screen. Thank you for that, Huda. Yeah. And the laundry list goes on and on and on. It's not just these cases that you mentioned. The laundry list goes on and on and on. But what I'm saying is the case files and the case folders are comprised of interviews that you do with everyday people, that some everyday people turn into suspects, and some of them turn into arrest subjects and get arrested, right? So my thing is that if you're interviewing and interrogating a subject that turns into a perpetrator that gets arrested when you submit your case work to the district attorney, and now they go and prosecute that, and a criminal defense attorney who's defending this shitbag says, wait a minute, my intern and my people who I have go and check on this case, all of my people do my legwork for me, have uncovered that some YouTube content creators or YouTubers, as Brandy said, have been interviewing this subject and have been putting the subject on nightly broadcasts. It only goes and lets them be able to use this in a defense for someone who stands charged with whatever heinous crime it is. So now you are helping potentially get a heinous criminal off on a technicality, on some bull crap that some slick criminal defense attorney, male or female, will take and use in a court of law to get this perp, this piece of human garbage, off on a technicality. How does that sit with you? Hey, if you're with me on this one and you're with me on all of this stuff, please hit the red subscribe button, become part of this community. Subscribe to Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace, where we will never interview potential witnesses or subjects. We'll never go there because it goes against our code of ethics. It goes against the ethics that we were taught in the police academy and that we learned in the field, standing face to face with somebody who took another human's life. That is, let me tell you, that is a powerful thing, to be in a room with someone who just took somebody else's life or has taken someone's life in the past. And then you are responsible for bringing that person to justice. So consider subscribing to this great community here, Crime Time with DutyRon and Ed Wallace, where we continue to educate you on the rights and wrongs, and on the do's and don'ts, and on what goes behind the scenes of a forensic investigation. Forensics is going to come into play in Michael Monkey Vaughan's case, because if and when they find evidence, and I'll be nice about it, I'm saying evidence, if and when they find evidence, it'll come down to a forensic anthropologist. It'll come down to a forensic odontologist, the dentist. It'll come down to the people who do the science. And no, ladies and gentlemen, it's not like the 48 Hours or the CSI crime scene shows that you see where the case gets solved in an hour or the case gets solved in 40 minutes. It doesn't happen like that. It happens through hard work and behind the scenes dedication to not only the job of law and order, but to the families. We work for the families. Yeah, Lenore says, hooray for the science. Hooray for the science, absolutely. And Sherry Thomas, thank you. I will take a peek at it. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you if I missed any of the super chats. Super chats are important because it is something that helps a channel like myself to pay it forward. We did a live stream the other day with Dave Rader, Twyla Cisco, and we had Justin Rounds, Dylan Rounds' father, on with us. I don't know if you guys seen that live stream, but we did that live stream a couple of days ago, like 4 days ago. And upon completion of that live stream, I calculated up all of the super chats that came in and all of the new memberships and so forth. And I sent like $300 to EquiSearch Midwest, Dave Rader. And that $300 came from not just you guys, but from the great people in the community who watch the videos and let the ads play, because that's what we do here. If there isn't a way that we can actually put hands on and help people, we're helping with them. We're helping with finding them and good groups who support searching for the missing. So that's the message that I want to put out here to you guys today. I want to just say quickly to recap, authorities on the state, local, and federal levels are in Idaho today, and they're digging in the yard at Red Wing Street, and they're looking for the remains of Michael Monkey Vaughan. We all want to seek justice in this case and all cases, right? So at this time, I send not only prayers to the family, to Brandy and Dad Tyler, but I send prayers and strength to the investigators that are digging up that yard. That's not an easy task. And investigators that are over in Georgia looking through the landfill for Quentin Simon. I send those men and women who are out there sifting through dirt, and in Quentin Simon's case, sifting through trash at a landfill, looking for this boy's remains. They need our support. They need our strength. Let's be good people and get behind them. Why not stand for good? Why not stand for the good, the law and order, the people who are charged with keeping law and order, instead of standing for the jagaloons and the bad people that are doing horrible things, knowing that it's wrong? Let's stand for good. That's what I say to you today. Let's stand for good. For the good of this world, not for the bad. Guys, sorry I'm a little hopped up today, but I get real passionate about this stuff. It just gets me pissed off when I have to see a mom, and I played her video twice, and the channel that had that video up, I'll link it down below in the description. I don't even know who it is or who the person is, but let's give credit to that channel who captured that video. I'm sure that wasn't the original person, but we used it just to show an example. I'm using that video that Brandy Neal posted, wherever it was posted, to prove a point, to show a point that there are real people, right? There's real people behind these tragic events. This is not a game. This is not a video game. This is not a joke. Thank you, Sana Elise Johnson, Hof Johnson, for the $9 Norwegian. Thank you for the super sticker. Sana Elise Hof Johnson. Thank you. Appreciate that. Richella, she says at DutyRon, I sent you a video. Hold on. Dylan, good to see you, my brother from Texas. I sent you a video to you regarding that. Okay. All right, Richella. When I'm off here, I will take a peek at it. Mystery Maven, thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out here. Hey, listen, let me know down below in the comment section what you think. I really want to know what everybody thinks about this with the Michael Monkey Vaughan situation. Let me know down below in the comments, because I really want to know how you guys are feeling about this. But again, let's be polite about it. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it at all. But again, you know, talking about the people who are doing this is just a very important thing. It's important because this is coming to the forefront in all of these cases. She said there's nothing wrong with talking about her son's case and putting his name and his face out there, but don't interject yourself. There was a real clear message that that Brandy Neal put out. Talk about my son, but don't interview or talk with potential subjects or witnesses. That's the stuff that I've been saying for almost 2.5 years that I've been on YouTube. I've been saying this since I started on YouTube with Chris Watts. Chris Watts was the first case that I ever spoke about. And that shit was going on in that case too. Yeah, I mean, that's a good one right there. Thank you. DutyRon, boundaries, ethical morals is needed. How many mothers have to cry? How many mothers have to cry? Sad but true. Sad but true. All right, so listen, guys, I want to send you a lot of strength, prayers, and positive vibes. I appreciate everybody being here. Wild Z Pony, she sends in a super chat, and she's always so kind and generous. You also make a phenomenal pastor besides a police officer. Well, you know, part of the job of being a police officer, a police detective, is having empathy. If you don't have empathy, there's no way you could be a police officer, or at least a successful police officer. If you don't care about humanity, and I'd be lying to you if I told you I didn't get emotionally connected to some of the cases that I covered, right? But I that's part of the job. Part of the job is to be able to understand the human side of evil, the human side of what evil does to good people. And that's what we do here on Crime Time with DutyRon. We show that we get the job done, but we also care about the families that are left behind. Dirty Burns, thank you so much. Beckfest, always good to see you. Thank you. And I want to just say this. Thank you to the replay viewers. Thank you to everyone who does support here. You are a voice, and your voice matters. I care about each and every one of you and what you think and what you say. So thank you for being a great part of this community and interacting with us. It means a lot. Karen, Legal Minded Friends. Karen is a great friend of mine in the UK. She does a lot of good stuff for me. She helps me with all of my Instagram shares, all of the uploads that you see on Instagram from me. And it brings me to the point. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, TikTok, all one word, DutyRon. Not so much Snapchat, but we're on TikTok. Ed and I are on TikTok. So follow me on all those things, social media, and we will talk soon. Guys, as I always like to end these, God bless the world. God bless the United States of America. God bless each and every one of us here in the chat, but especially the victims of crime and their families. They need us now more than ever. We're sending strength, prayers, and positive vibes to Michael Monkey Vaughan's family, Brandy and Dad Tyler, and the extended family, and all of the police, J.D. Huff, the police chief, and all the FBI agents and state officers that are working this case. We send you strength, prayers, and positive vibes. Guys, I'll see you on the next one, and thank you for listening. Peace and love from Crime Time with DutyRon. Thanks, and have a good day.